Okay, in beautiful St. Kitts, I wanted to go over a few things with you today. I want to do a slight comparison of Central American countries and some of the other countries in the Caribbean for residency by investment. And these countries actually have little that you would have to put up front, usually just setting up a bank account, setting up a company, very low investment thresholds. And there are some advantages and disadvantages to each one of them, but I'm going to highlight that with you. Also, if you get a chance, if you'll go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com, if you are making at least $150,000 US dollars a year, and or you got a net worth of at least 1 million US, and you want to legally get your income taxes to zero, or how to get a second passport as quick as 45 days, just contact us. We'll be glad to help you there. Also, if you look at the bottom, you'll get links on all our YouTube videos. Just pull it up and you get them all there. We got around 500 we've done just in the last year and a half. Okay, now let's get started. Wanted to talk to you today about countries such as Nicaragua. This is a country that, believe it or not, has really good visa-free travel. Most people don't realize it. Has visa-free the Schengen countries. One thing I like about it, it's the only country in Central America that I know of where you can get naturalized and there is no language requirement to get the citizenship. That's pretty rare that you see in these Central American countries. Most of them require language requirement. That's probably the biggest gotcha that most of them have. You don't have that with Nicaragua. Nicaragua does have a big disadvantage though. One is it doesn't allow dual citizenship. And I'll tell you something, I would not give up all your passports to get it. I'm just giving you the advantages, disadvantages. Some people might be willing to do it. I'm just, because if they don't want to learn the second language, but I'm just telling you, that's a huge disadvantage. But it is nice that you don't have a language requirement, okay? All right, Belize is another one. Belize is almost the opposite. It has, the visa-free travel is not all that great, but it does allow dual citizenship. It's English speaking. And that's a big key thing. If I had to pick a choice between the two, believe it or not, I'd pick Belize over Nicaragua because I think getting a second passport and having to relinquish your other one is a very important factor. I put it above everything, okay? But the visa-free travel will not be as good as Nicaragua. Guatemala is another one. I like this one big time, and I'll tell you why. They allow dual citizenship, and they've got really good visa-free travel. Probably one of the best in Central America. I don't have the figures right here in front of me, right at around 133 countries, I think it is. Don't hold me to that. I'm just throwing this off the cuff of my head. I don't have a photographic memory, but that's about what it is. But it's very high for what you're ended up getting. And it's, and these are countries visa-free or visa-free on arrival. Now, Guatemala is one of the fastest growing countries now in Central America. One big disadvantage, you will have to learn the Spanish language to get it, the passport and citizenship. And I will tell you something else. You're not going to get it in the statutory period of 5 years, they tell you. That's the length of time you have to reside. You don't have to be there the whole time. They're very lenient on that. But that being said, I'm going to tell you it's going to take 10 to 15 years to get the passport, irregardless of what a lawyer is going to tell you. I know because I've talked to people who've gotten the passports. I know how long it takes to get it, okay? Another one that's very good is El Salvador. Of course, you know that they made Bitcoin their legal tender. I don't know if that's really great. I'm going to leave that up to everybody else to make a decision on. One thing is there's a lot of poor people there, and if they sink a lot of money in Bitcoin and they already don't have money, and Bitcoin goes down further, you can have a really catastrophe there in the country, okay? It just depends on how you view Bitcoin long term. Now, one thing Nicaragua does have, El Salvador does have visa-free travel to the Schengen countries. It does have pretty good tax laws. They do tax worldwide income on some types of income. It does not have as good a tax laws as the other countries, excluding Mexico, which has really bad tax laws. if you live there in Mexico as a full-time resident. But it does have a good passport. All the Schengen countries for El Salvador that you can go to visa-free or visa-free on arrival. Now, one thing too about El Salvador that you're going to have to know, the homicide rate's very bad there. It's just as bad as Honduras. They're both one of the two worst probably almost in the world every year on homicide rates. Most of that's drug trafficking, gang related, but I'm just telling you that's the situation there. Now, the visa-free travel in Honduras is pretty good. Honduras, unlike El Salvador, because El Salvador will not, it does allow dual citizenship, but the taxes are not as good as Honduras as far as worldwide income. But Honduras only allows dual citizenship with certain countries, and it's a real small number of countries. And if you're wanting to get a second passport, I would not go this option because of that factor alone, and you will have to pass a Spanish proficiency test to actually get the passport. So this is something you're gonna have to think about. Okay, now another one that is pretty good is Ecuador, which is not in Central America, it's in South America. The visa-free travel is not all that great, but I think they're going to eventually get visa-free to the Schengen countries, I think in the next 5 years. But the passport's not all that great. You don't have visa-free to the Schengen countries now. It does allow dual citizenship if the other country that you're going to get it allows it, okay? Now, that being said, it is a good place. It's a very inexpensive place to live. So that's something you have to think about too if you want a real cheap place. It's about on par with Guatemala as far as cost of living. Very inexpensive to live there. Another place that's that I like a lot is Costa Rica. Costa Rica, though, and Panama, which I'm going to kind of put those together because they're very similar. Costa Rica did actually go back on their territorial tax system, which is good, like Panama's got. The problem with both Panama and Costa Rica, neither one of them are predictable on getting the passport and citizenship, and they don't go by the statutory period of time they state. You're also going to have to relinquish your other citizenship and passport to actually get that citizenship and passport, so this is something you're going to have to think about. And I don't like that aspect. They are good places if you just want to go and get residency there. So that's something you can think about there. All right, two other places that I really like a lot, which I've mentioned before, and I think they're probably the two best for residency by investment, if you don't mind giving some time, is St. Lucia, excuse me, not St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and also St. Kitts and Nevis. They've got really good residency by investment programs. They both allow dual citizenship. You literally don't have to put anything other than a worker's permit. If you come in there and set up a business, pay the worker's permit fee, and there's a licensing fee each year if you're working, which is peanuts. And I've done other videos on that, but those are really cheap places, and they're English speaking, dual citizenship. I'm gonna tell you, those two countries have all the package that you want. You don't have to relinquish your other citizenship and passport. You don't have to learn a different language. It's in the prettiest part of the Caribbean area. It's part of the Eastern Caribbean Union of countries. So if you get citizenship in one, you can go to all the other ones and work in those countries. So this is one thing I like about those two countries especially. And I'll tell you something, folks, having a language under your belt, whether it be English or whatever it is, and already having that language and not having to learn a new one, oh man, it makes a big difference when you decide to do something. So, you know, you need to really think before you make an international move. To get the whole package, you want something that's not going to require you or your family to join the military. You also want to have a situation where you already speak the language. You don't have to learn a new language. And the other thing too is allowing dual citizenship. These are the things that you need to look at, and also get in a country that either has a territorial tax system or a pure tax haven. And And you'll get that with St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and also St. Kitts and Nevis. St. Kitts and Nevis is actually the best because it's a pure tax haven. In fact, to me, across the board, it's the best residency by investment in the world. They just got the best citizenship by investment program in the world. We're not talking about in the Caribbean, we said in the world. I did a video just recently on that. And now they've got, to my opinion, the best residency by investment program in the world. The funny thing is, St. Kitts doesn't even push this residency by investment program. You go on the internet, you will not pick up anything but citizenship by investment in St. Kitts and Nevis. Why? There's nothing on there. I don't know. The only thing you'll pull up pretty much is my videos on it. They just don't promote it. But across the board, it is the best residency by investment program in the world. There is one disadvantage to the St. Kitts and Nevis residency by investment, and also the St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and that is, if you go the residency by investment, I didn't say citizenship, I said residency by investment, you're going to have to reside around 14 years before you can apply for their passports, and there's no guarantee you're going to get it, although, you know, it's, and you don't even have to be in St. Kitts the whole time, but you're playing with fire if you're going to try to just go and get the worker's permit and just take off and leave and then come back 14 years later and get the passport. Don't try that. If you're going to be doing that, go with the citizenship by investment. You really need to be in those areas the whole time period, okay? Now, if you don't do it, you know, you're playing Russian roulette with trying to get the passport. That's all I can tell you. Anyway, if you got a question or comment, put it below. And also, I'd like to hear from you. Just send us an email, and be glad to work with you. Also, if you go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com, hit the top bar that says apply with us, fill out the questions, hit that bottom bar that says send it to us, we'll get back with you. We deal with over 100 citizenship by investment, residency by investment countries all over the world. And also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button on the right of your screen. You get new videos automatically as they come out, and that notification bell next to that subscribe button. And I'll look forward to talking to you on the next video. Take care.